Greetings and welcome to our channel. If you're passionate about African affairs, political truth, and the stories that rarely make global headlines, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the heart of what's happening across the continent. Today, we're turning our attention to Zambia, a country known for its peaceful transitions of power, its rich copper deposits, and its resilient people. But behind the surface of calm lies a growing crisis that many are still struggling to define. What exactly is happening in Zambia? What is the real crisis? To understand Zambia's current state, we must look at a convergence of political tension, economic strain, legal uncertainties, and a deepening crisis of public trust. On the political front, the death of former President Edgar Lungu has triggered shockwaves that are far from settled. The bizarre circumstances around the announcement of his death, his burial in South Africa instead of his homeland, and the delayed repatriation of his remains all fed into a climate of national unease. These events were more than procedural failures. They were symbolic of a deeper rift in Zambia's political soul. The Patriotic Front, once Zambia's ruling party under Lungu, has accused the current government of mishandling the former leader's legacy. The drama surrounding his funeral has exposed the cracks in the country's reconciliation process and deepened partisan divides. The public, caught in the middle, is watching a political theater where grief and loyalty have become tools of political influence. But the crisis is not just about politics. Zambia's economy is under heavy pressure. The cost of living is rising steadily, the kwacha continues to struggle against major currencies, and the promise of economic revival seems distant to the average citizen. Fuel prices have increased. Basic commodities have become unaffordable for many. The government has tried to assure the public that reforms are underway, that investment in agriculture, mining, and clean energy will bear fruit, but patience is wearing thin. Adding to this is the elephant in the room, Zambia's debt. The country became the first African nation to default on its debt during the COVID-19 pandemic, and negotiations with creditors, particularly China and Western institutions, have dragged on. While the government under President Hakainde Hichilema has made some progress in restructuring talks, the burden remains heavy, and the effects trickle down to every Zambian household in the form of higher taxes, reduced public services, and constrained job markets. There is also a growing concern about the rule of law and governance transparency. Civil society organizations and watchdog groups have raised red flags about selective justice, slow reforms, and inconsistencies in the fight against corruption. While the administration came into power on a platform of anti-corruption and economic renewal, critics argue that promises have been slow to materialize, and the political temperature remains too hot for meaningful dialogue to thrive. Young people, who turned out in massive numbers to vote in the last election, are increasingly vocal about their dissatisfaction. Social media in Zambia has become a battlefield of competing narratives, accusations, and rising public frustration. When young voices ask, "Where is the change we were promised?" it's a question that echoes far beyond Zambia's borders. So, what exactly is the crisis in Zambia? It is not one single issue. It is a tangle of economic hardship, political tension, institutional fragility, and a wounded national psyche. It is a country at a crossroads, with great potential but also great peril. The crisis is a test, not only of leadership but of unity, resilience, and the will of a people who have seen hardship before and fought to rise above it. Thank you for watching. If you found this deep dive enlightening, please like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll continue to bring you clear, honest, and powerful stories from Zambia and across the African continent. Until next time, stay informed and stay strong.